The Brain Wellness Spa has changed my life forever. I'm young and I wanted to make a change before I was old enough where I'd missed out on a lot of life. So I'd been struggling for 4 years. So I would say to anyone, the sooner the better, because I've heard so many success stories and I feel like a totally new person. So I truly do think it works.
Cool. And
The reason I came into the Brain Wellness Spa is because I was having a few issues that have kind of become more real over time. So when I was younger, I had disordered eating, and it developed when I was a teenager through a couple of issues, being a perfectionist when I was little, and I also developed anxiety and depression and insomnia as well. So I shifted to the city when I was 18 and lived on my own, and it kind of just became a little bit too much. So I heard from a friend to come to Brain Wellness Spa, and that's how I ended up here. It was kind of a last solution for me. I'd seen counsellors, a naturopath to help with my eating. I'd done kinesiology, and it would all help for maybe a month, and then I'd end up in the same place. So I was desperate, and I wanted to start living a better life and start living a normal life. The disorders that I had were affecting my life. I was struggling to socialise. I couldn't eat like a normal person. I mean, it's a bit funny to say like a normal person, but everything revolved around food. I wasn't getting enough sleep. There were bouts of losing a lot of weight unhealthily, having no energy, binging and purging, and really just struggling with day-to-day, everyday things. So it reached a point where I guess some people around me were saying, you need to make some changes, and I reached a point where I wanted to make some changes as well, and I was sick of not being able to live to my full potential. I used to have a lot of confidence when I was younger, and after a little while that seemed to disappear as I was getting older. My first session was life-changing. I went in there, I was told by the lady who helped me that my brain was in burnout. I was at a point in my life where I could barely get from A to B. And when I left that session, it was just a little test session. My mind was so clear, and all that overthinking and all the fuzziness in my brain was gone, and that was pure, just, it was like, yeah, like bliss. I can't even describe it, and yeah, it made me quite emotional at the time because I'd never ever had a quiet mind before. It was small things at the start that began changing in my everyday life. So I was able to start getting on the bus and going to the gym and cooking, going to the shops, buying the groceries, cooking again, believing that I can do these things, believing that I have the ability to just do these tasks that might seem small and mundane, but were really hard to do at the start. And I'd come into my sessions and I would tell the ladies who were helping me, and they'd just be so happy for me and so excited, and it made me excited, and it made me feel like I was doing the right thing and going in the right direction. So over time I was just noticing my mind was getting stronger. I was feeling more confident, and I was sleeping better as well. I was just going to sleep at night, which was unheard of, and yeah, everything was sort of just falling into place. I appreciate a lot of things now. I'm not so in my head. That's probably the thing that's changed the most. I enjoy life. I get out and I enjoy the sun and I exercise and go to sleep at the right time. I make more time for others as well, and I'm able just to feel genuinely happy. I'm not just pretending to be happy. I wake up and I'm ready for the day, and that is such a huge contrast to how it used to be, so it made a big difference. I guess another huge change is that I don't even think about food anymore, so it's just another part of my life. So if I were to compare myself from how I was before to how I am now, I would say I was very confused. I was struggling and my mind was not clear. I had very low self-esteem. I couldn't embrace who I was in the moment. I was always looking forward, trying to lose weight, trying to do all these different things to better myself. And the difference now is that I've learnt to embrace myself exactly how I am, embrace my life, take everything that comes and embrace that as well. Often you'll go into a counsellor or some sort of office set up and you'll talk for an hour and then you'll go home. And nothing's really changed, whereas the ladies who have helped me here, Kel and Kelly, they've embraced everything that I've said. They've taken me seriously. They've felt empathy and sympathy for me, and they've gone above and beyond. Terry has created programs for me. I was coming in 3 times a week because they decided I needed a different structure to help really make it a little bit more intense, because when I came in I was struggling, but they really took me in and it felt like a lot of encouragement and support, and yeah, I think that helped a lot as well. They were there not only to do their job but to provide me with helpful tips, and they were checking up on me midweek and really got quite invested in my healing process, which I'm just so thankful for. It's hard. I mean, I have support within my family and friends, but to talk about mental health is tricky when someone perhaps just doesn't understand it, hasn't gone through it. The people at Brain Spa have experienced a lot of these things, and it's just a totally new thing to be speaking to someone who truly understands, and it's their job, but it's more than that. They're truly invested, and I think without that support and knowing I was coming somewhere that was so full of, I don't know, love and yeah, just an amazing sort of atmosphere. I don't know if I would have continued on at the start, because I tend to start things and not continue, but in this case I'm so glad I went through with it, because after a while I noticed huge changes. I think without the Brain Wellness Spa I would still be struggling in this really awful cycle of eating unhealthy, borderline anorexia, borderline bulimia, and to come out of that, I've seen a lot of documentaries and done a lot of research, and I know it's so hard, like it feels like a prison. So without the Brain Spa, I don't know where I'd be, and it's the same with everything, with my anxiety and depression, insomnia. I truly think I would still be in the same place. So to be able to change my life and to know that it's changed forever is so exciting. I was doing 3 times a week within my program for a little while. So I did that for a couple of months, and I was doing weekly sessions, and I've finished my program, and now I'm going in every month to just for a bit of maintenance. And from here on out, the world's my oyster, which is so exciting. I'm still pretty young, so I've got a really good job, and things are looking up. And I like the idea of we're not cut off from the brain spa when our program's done, so I can come in whenever I like if I feel like I need it, which I probably will do, and just to maintain that sort of clarity in my mind. And so to know that I've got that support, the ladies also, helped me with some tips for going ahead and doing my own sort of healing. And so I've got those tools behind me to go forward now.